All right. Let's hop right into it. We're finna do another crypto market update. It's a new week, and we kind of want to see what's going on. This video, I'm definitely gonna try to keep this one a little shorter. Um, and I'm pretty much winging it too. I haven't actually come in here and look at this stuff yet. Of course, it's the holiday, so I've definitely been off the screens. Um, but let's hop into it, man. Let's see what we got here. This what we're looking at right now is the dollar. Um, First and foremost, what I'm seeing is, clearly there's a downtrend. Let's get some of this stuff off the screen. So, I'm seeing engulfing candles all over the place. I see a bullish engulfer here, see a bearish engulfer here. See, you can probably throw a trend line on here, something like that. Say somewhere like that here. Yep. So, some people might consider this a break of the trend line. You see this nice, like I say, bullish engulfer right here for me. So we can see if this area will hold this thing up to get some push upwards. We will need to break through this pattern here, this area as well. You can look at this kind of like a football field that they'll pretty much just play ping pong on until they break through one of the sides. Is it going to break higher? It's going to break lower. You go to higher time frames to kind of see. I'm on a 23 hour, which is pretty much a detailed daily chart. Okay, daily 23, just a little more detail. As far as the weekly, I'd say this thing still needs to go down. Again, this is a dollar. Typically, if this keeps tanking, the other assets like to rise up. Lately, they haven't been responding as the correlation hasn't been as sharp, to be honest. Lately, it has not. But for me, I see this thing going down a little more to this pattern. Again, this is a weekly chart. So yeah, I see this thing, wanting to push down a little bit more to here. In this area, I figure bulls will step in, maybe push this thing up a little bit. It's possible. This is definitely a beautiful pattern, beautiful demand zone, beautiful area to consider buying. Of course, not blindly. You want to wait and see some confluence when you get in the area. But this is just a dollar. Okay, let's keep going. Let's start with Bitcoin. Let's go high frame. Let's go high time frame. Let's go to the monthly chart. All right, and let's delete this shit. Get all this out of here. Boom. Okay. So first and foremost, what do I see? A downtrend. Okay. I don't even need to put a trend line on this. I see the downtrend. I also see this huge bearish engulfing candle right here. So I would mark that out as a supply zone. This is an area where I would see the price of Bitcoin once it hits this area. If it hits this area again, it should push down onto something down in here. If we go to a line chart, you kind of got your. Some people consider this a support. Let's go to a weirder time frame. There we go. 3 week. 3 week is the equivalent of the 23 hour. So the 3 week to the monthly is the same as the 23 hour to the daily. All right. The 3 week is just a detailed monthly chart. Just makes the patterns cleaner. So I got this alert here. Let me just move this. It's fine. This is an area where I definitely see bulls stepping in on Bitcoin. This is about $11,000-$12,000. I also see this one here. It's about $7,500. This zone actually correlates better with quarters, principal quarters theory, whatever you want to call it. But pretty much, I'm saying we're at like 16K. I do see Bitcoin coming down, touching like $8,000 pretty much, right? Before we get to really start to take back off again on the upside being this is the first opposing zone on the upside. Let's see what else we got here. And I'm gonna go back onto some smaller time frames here. So yeah, that's definitely an area I'd consider selling off. If they burst through this, you got this here as I don't know if they would consider this a bull trap or a bear trap, but it's pretty much zones that are right outside of pretty areas that A lot of traders are going to take this because it's obvious, right? But they'll like to, lick past this, hit this area, and then tank. You see that happen a lot. Okay. And pretty much what you want to do is just play ping pong. If you're one of those guys that want to come in here and invest long term and just let your money just sit, this probably isn't the time for you to get involved. You might want to chill out. You want to, definitely get a better entry price because you don't want to be subject to a lot of drawdown. All right. And it's not necessarily about where on the charts, but when. All right. When seems to be a lot more important than where. Let's keep going. Again, 23 hour. And let's tie in last week, what we drew in last week. So if I recall last week, I believe we were looking at this here area. Had that drawn out about like that. And I believe it was the 18th, which was here. Okay, about here. So let's take this, push it here. So pretty much last week, we were about here. And I definitely, since we had blew through this zone, we could expect for it to push down, right? To this is a pattern we talk about in the course: rally, base, rally, and price, drop, base, rally. So this whole thing can be looked at as a zone, right? Say like this, okay? Or there's also, before I get to the or, there's also the and. Okay, you have your notch. People like to buy this. Okay, go back to candlesticks. So these are areas of interest for me. These black lines where I will have an entry, a buy entry. All right, so they come down, they come in, they hit the pattern, they push up, they create a new what? Drop, base, rally, and price. That was the alarm, excuse me. So, with that being said, keep going. Thing runs a little bit. This is the new pattern we're looking at for this week to see if this, will hold up. As you can see, price has just been consolidating, not doing anything. It's going sideways, and a lot of people will blame that on holidays. People just not. There's not a lot of people trading, so it's nothing to move. But pretty much, we're gonna see if this price pattern holds this week. I would definitely still leave this bad boy open here. This is the next one up under it. Okay, and this is the same thing. You come in here and you try to play ping pong. Okay. If you have, let me get this precise as I can. Somewhere like that there. Okay. So it'll kind of just meander on its way down until it gets to those lower price points that we described way over here. All right. So yeah, these are the zones that I see on the lower end on the demand side. This is your resistance coming up. All right. Let's go to a daily to kind of see how this looks. Not the prettiest. You have this huge bearish engulfer here, but I'm not saying I would short that. This is a better area to consider. But let's keep going. This is just Bitcoin. Again, I'm not even in Bitcoin at all. I just watched this guy to kind of gauge what the other guys are going to do. All right. Ethereum. Let's go into Ethereum. Now, this guy I would like to trade, especially on the brokers, because the spreads are small and the prices are easily calculated. For example, I already got these areas marked out. I see this pattern here. This is a Morningstar drop base rally in price, and then I have a drop base drop. This is the playing field for me this week. All right. I want price to come up here from where we are at 1216. Look here to the right. I want you to come up to roughly this 1260 area. And this is what will be ideal. I'm not going to say this is going to happen. This is what will be ideal. You come up, you hit the zone, and with these brokers, you can sell short. All right. So I don't need price to go up to make some money. This thing drops down into this area. Okay, because this is where I would like to buy. If this area gets broken through, then we come down to this one. Let's stretch this out a bit. All right, so yeah, if we break this, we come touch this. If you break this, you come touch this, so on and so forth. Again, you play ping pong with this thing. From here, I'd like price to rally. All right, this is roughly 1170. Rush back up to about the 1260. Let's call it 1270 for easy math. That's $100 move. Now, with the regular brokers, crypto.com, I need to come spend $1,100. I need to come buy an entire Ethereum token in order to and hold it all the way up to this price point and then sell it in order to make about $100. So I got to tie up $1,200 roughly to make $100. That's not the best way to do this. Best way to do this is go to one of these brokers, foreign exchange brokers, they give you like insane amounts of leverage. Like 500 to 1, some of these guys, 1,000 to 1. I've heard crazy numbers. You don't need all that, but the point is, a lot of these brokers, you can come in here with say $30 to $50, and you don't own an Ethereum token, but you can control an entire Ethereum token. So you come in, put $50 in this broker, and you're at the end. You say, hey, I want to buy I want to control an entire token, and I want to get in at 1170. Boom. Price comes down, you get in. Let's just hypothetically say there's no drawdown, meaning price comes in, hits this price point, and it never goes any lower. From 1170, it starts to rise. As it begins to rise, your $50 rises dollar for dollar with this thing. So as it runs up $100, you just made $100. Your $50 is now $150. You guys can do, percentage gains. I think that's what 200%, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but you're doing more than doubling up. All right. Again, you can do this with a lot of different brokers. You don't need a lot of money to make money, and you don't need the market to always go up to make money. Same thing going down. If when price gets to this point, if you say, hey, I want to sell short with that same $50, you get in and say, I believe price is going to dump when it comes to this point. So it comes in, let's say you get in right at 1270. Boom. Right around this point, okay? Price starts to tank. As it drops in price, let's say it drops $100. If your position is short, you will make $100 as this thing tanks. So you'll make money as the market is tanking. So this is what I mean when I say everybody's not losing money right now. Some people I actually like when the market ping pongs. You don't need huge runs. And where do I get this from? Forex. You come over, let's say, look at the pound dollar. Okay. The moves that you look for Bitcoin to make in Forex, they do those massive moves like every week. Every week you're getting the moves that you're waiting all year for crypto to make. The Forex market is doing it every week. All right, the volatility is insane over there. It's a lot of money to be made, and the risk is very controllable. So let's keep going. Shiba, I'm still in this, and I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna be honest. The area that I highlighted as far as what should hold it up, it is holding, but as you can see, they're blowing through the zones. They've pierced this bullish engulfer right here. This to me signals that we want to go lower. All right. You got a bearish engulfer forming right here. I see the downtrend. I think they call this a wedge. People come in and draw these trend lines and shit. This stuff works sometimes. Price breaks above it. People see it. Everybody starts buying. Right. We got to get above this area here. Get above this area here. We make it up to here. Definitely going to take some profit. What does that mean? 80, and let's use round numbers. At the 83, if you put $8,300 on here, hypothetically, price runs from here to here, your $8,300 should turn into about $11,000. All right. After you sell it, they're going to hit you for like a couple of percent for commissions, and then you got the spreads. That $11,000 at this point, by the time you hit the sell button, it'll probably be $10,000 straight up. They're going to hit you for about $1,500 in spreads and commissions. Usually, that's how it works. But we'll see if this thing can push up this week. Again, why am I in Shiba? Because as you can see, there hasn't been much drawdown. We haven't moved much at all versus these protons, which I was in. And you see the zones. This shit broke a while ago. Let's see here. Where's the most rational zone? I mean, I see this bullish and go over here, but that you can kind of say, hey, yeah, this is holding up. We break, price retest, they dump. All right. Point is, around this 1920 is where I was which was my I'm done point. All right. At this point, you're taking too much of my money, so I'm gonna close the trade. So I did. Probably lost about $800 on this trade. And this was the one where you could buy millions of coins. Okay. She was billions. But anyway, this is how you play the game, guys. This you get in, you get out if it goes below certain price points. Don't need to risk all your money. Let's keep going. I don't want this video to be too long. We got Luna. Luna's kind of trying to push up a bit, but you gotta be careful with that one. You really gotta be careful with that one. I do have some Lunas. Why not? DGB is another one I'm into, or was into. You see they spiked very nicely, but this pullback has been pretty severe on this one. CKB, I believe, a little different. This is what's interesting also these days. There's been a bit more diversification in the crypto market. Prior to, I'd say, the last 4 to 5 months, when one move, they all move. I mean, it was a really close correlation. Nowadays, I'm actually starting to see a little bit of diversification. It's still overall, when you get the higher time frames, there's still kind of, one moves, they all move. But when you get below the daily, you definitely see a little bit of diversification happening as far as one not moving with the other. But for the most part, as you can see, these patterns are spot on, just kind of following each other. IQ made a nice pattern here. Nice little buy point at the 3. Looks like if you put about $300 on there, you probably get 100,000 coins. I might be right. And the way you calculate that, hey, let's say this thing dumps here, you put 300 on. If it goes below this 255, close some of the position. Maybe close all of the position. Your $300 is turning into $250. Okay, you're done. You draw this out like this. This is the zone. This is the zone. You come below that, close the fucking trade. You run back up here. Let's say at this point, you can call that TP1 just because it's a solid number at the 1 cent. Your $300 turning into $1,000. It's just that simple. All right. Nexo, 65 cent. Yeah, I like stuff that's cheaper than that. 7 cent. That's not bad. But I'll wait for this to get a little more bullish. You see they're still dumping pretty hard. This is crypto.com coin. This is the dollar. Again, we see this bullish stuff happen. This is just a lot of consolidation in my opinion. If anything, this is the area you want to wait for. We come down here. If the US dollar breaks below this, then maybe we see some push up in these cryptos. Same thing for silver. Look at that bad boy running. You can go buy physical silver about $23 an ounce right now. I personally would like it to pull back. I got a higher time frame marked up here. I'd like to buy silver down around $15 an ounce. And at that point, it runs. This is with physical silver. You go buy this at the store. You do this with your jewelry. You see certain supply zones, go sell some of your jewelry because the price going to tank. And so on and so forth, guys. See what else we got. GameStop. GameStop should push by all the way down about $5.80, and then it should run like nobody's business. That's my opinion. Solana's a little sketchy right now. I'd be trying to sell short, possibly. I'm not in this, but a lot of bearish activity there. So that's it, guys. This video is already too long. Just wanted to do a quick crypto market update and just drop other gems as far as Forex, stocks. Guys, really open your mind to the Forex market. Like, if you're playing with cryptos, Uh, Cryptos are just a foreign currency. It's the same thing if you really think about it. And when you look on the charts, they're responding to Fibonacci's. Uh, their supply and demand zones is being formed. Cryptos do the same thing that the foreign currency market does. All right. If you know how to trade the foreign currency market, you have a big boy advantage when it comes to buying cryptos. All right. So that's it, guys. I don't want to make this too long. Hope this helps you on your trading journey. And let's get paid this week.